What's up guys, Mags here, and today I'll be going over the 6-man Blackram Supply Chain dungeon. Before starting this dungeon, it is a good idea to spec into as many iframe abilities as possible. In case you don't know what an iframe is, it is an ability that will make you resist damage upon use. Check your skill book for any skill that says resist damage. Blackram Supply Chain has 4 bosses, and it is pretty common that you skip some of the trash by jumping and gliding over them. I'll demonstrate here how you do so in the first part of the dungeon. Do note though, that this will take a little bit of practice, and if you can't get it done, don't worry about it. Killing this trash is pretty quick either way. So, as you can see here, I run up on the tower, and I wait for my stamina to become full. Once it is full, I glide forward without consuming stamina in the air, and I land close to the barricade here. Once I land, I start sprinting. All you gotta do at this point is sprint and jump over every mob and barricade in your way. And here's the first boss, Gatekeeper Sashimi. He comes with 2 ads and has 2 faces. You can kill the ads or ignore the ads and just go on the boss. In this kill here, we decide to kill the ads. Now, one important thing about the ads is that they do not need 2 CCs to be CC'd. For example, you don't need to double stun them to stun them. Only 1 stun is needed. And it's also a very good idea to keep them stunned or knocked down for as long as possible, or else this lightning attack here is gonna happen. That one is gonna pretty much outright kill you unless you have a heart. Now, in phase 2, these ads will be disabled by the boss. You can see the boss going to phase 2 here by the red circle and him jumping up and down. In phase 2, he will start shooting water bolts at people, which you can block with smokescreen or similar skills or just iframes. Once that is done, he will start boiling the water, and again, you just dodge this by using iframes, because here I actually screw this one up pretty badly. And after the water ball, he will charge randomly throughout the room. You have to use a counter skill here to get him back. As you can see right there, our destroyer uses his shield, which is a counter skill. And bam, he goes into phase 1. Now, any counter skill will work. Wood block for assassins, or the shield for destroyers, etc. Block for blade masters, stuff like that. And in phase 1, without the ads, he's obviously very easy. Now, one good trick that you can see soon is that during the water ball in phase 2, you can actually have a force master use his ice flower, and everyone else stand around the force master. Once you are encased in ice, you just sit there. You don't break the ice, you just sit there and you will completely negate all damage from the boiling. It makes it a lot easier. In the area after the first boss, there'll be a trash pack here you can skip or just kill. And the ones that is dead or skipped, you just run over here and you jump this very long distance here. Once you land on the other side here, you want to either can kill these mobs here or again skip them. In this case, we skipped them here, as you can see. You just jump over them with sprint. You run through the big cannon here, and you land on the other side. More trash here you can kill or skip. Same kind of deal here. In this area here, you have to kill these 3 little mini bosses, as you can see right here. I'm marking for you. There's one up there. There's one down there that we're killing right now, and a third one right there. Once those are dead, this door here will open up. And here's the second boss, Chef Tae Jangum. She's an assassin type boss. She will drop poison mine, as you will see here, me getting hit by. And as you can see, it does almost no damage, and it'll put 1 poison stack on you, but it's nothing to really worry about. She will also use a frontal poison breath attack, and this attack will deal a massive amount of damage, especially if you get hit by it 5 times for a totaling of 5 poison stacks. Make sure you avoid this and make sure that you tank her facing away from the rest of the party. She will also use Lotus Dance, and at the end of Lotus Dance, she will stun someone. You can see her during the Lotus Dance to make sure that no one gets stunned if you want to, but as you saw right there, we didn't really bother. It doesn't really matter. She will also use Decoy, and if you hit her during Decoy, she will go into Stealth and she'll backstab someone for minor damage. Again, we don't really worry about this, we just keep DPSing her through it. She will also use an ability called Time Bomb. Now, what this does is one random player in a party will get a debuff called Time Bomb, and after a few seconds that player will blow up, dealing a lot of damage to players around him. There's two ways you can deal with this. One is that player who gets a debuff runs out of the party and blows up, uses an iframe to not take damage for himself, or two, you just stay in, so to speak, if you have time bomb and everyone uses an iframe to avoid the damage. It's really up to you. You want to tank the boss in the middle of the room here towards the end, because she will spawn poison mines at the side of the room, and she'll also spawn an ad that comes from the door where you walked in from. The ad should be tanked just by the wall or something like that, or it can be CC'd or slowed down by a Force Master. It doesn't really matter. Just keep the ad away from the boss and just kill the boss off. So this next part here, you can skip just like the first part by running and jumping. This part here though is a lot longer, so you will be completely out of stamina. And you should definitely have full stamina, by the way, by the time you start this. I did not have that here. Regardless, you just run and jump, so skip all this. And even if you do get hit here, you just keep running. You can use SS to cover some distance too, and avoid a little bit of damage. And towards the end here, you will see that these mobs on the right and left doesn't aggro me. As long as you run in the smack middle, they will not aggro. And what you want to do here is you want to kill the last guy on the left, this barracks gate watcher. Once he's dead, the door behind him can be opened, which leads to the third boss. And here's the third boss, Barracks Officer Maxobo. If Blade and Soul had a boss that said don't stand in red circles, it would be this guy. That's pretty much all he does. He'll pop his red circles on the floor, like that will explode after about 3 seconds. You just run out, wait for it to explode, run back in. Or if you want to be a badass, you can stay in and use an iframe and take no damage, of course. But that's pretty much all he does. He will spawn an ad eventually when it's low on health. It'll spawn by the door, just like the previous boss. That should be either off tank to the side, or that should be CC'd or locked down somehow, right? Again, nothing really special there. Just avoid his red circles on the floor, and you're good to go. And here's the last run before you get to Paran herself. Now, you see the pack in front there? Those two guys walking? You want to wait until they're either to the left side or the right side. In that case, they went to the right side, so I ran, I jump. That's all you gotta do here. Just like before, run and jump, run and jump. As soon as you hit those mobs, you jump. And here again, you jump. You can use SS here. You see how I actually avoided damage there. But I got hit later. That's fine. Keep running. You can see one of those mobs right on my ass there. Just keep running. Now there's a trick here towards the end to drop all aggro, which you should do. So as you drop down here, you're gonna turn around and face the wall and spam spacebar over and over and over. Just like that, see? And then you're good. And now for Paran herself. This boss has 3 phases. The first ability you should be looking out for is her knock-up, which she will use on whoever has aggro. This can be iframed, and if she successfully knocks up the player, she will launch up and shoot down at the player, dealing massive damage. She can be CC'd during this though, and should be. Eventually, she will jump into the middle and prepare for her fire mine attack. This fire mine will expand from the middle out to the wall and then back in again. Simply use an iframe on the initial hit, and then when the fire mine comes back in, a second iframe. So at this point, these are the 2 mechanics you want to be looking out for, the knock-up and the fire mine. She will do 2 fire mines before she goes into phase 2. A short while after her second fire mine, she will jump into the middle to start phase 2. At this point, she will start charging her frost attack, and you need someone to run to the side to pull a lever which will make steam come out of the steam pits. Someone will need to pull this lever every time she does this attack. Make sure everyone stands in the steam pits so that they don't get hit by her frost attack and frozen. She will also throw bombs in this phase, which will create a fire on the ground where they land. If your steam pit is full of bombs and fire, move to a different steam pit quick before her frost attack goes off. At around 40% or so of her health, she will enter phase 3 and spawn 2 tigers. These tigers should be kited and controlled by a player, preferably a Force Master. When she jumps into the middle during phase 3, she will do her frost charge as usual while throwing bombs, and after her frost attack, she will use fire mines to be ready to iframe that. You're basically dealing with phase 1 and 2 combined here, along with 2 tigers. So, to sum up the key points of this fight as it goes along. Number 1. Watch out for her knockup and try to iframe it. If she knocks a player up, CC her as fast as possible. She will do this ability for the entire fight. 2. When she jumps into the middle and places a fire mine, iframe the initial blast and the blast coming back in. 3. When she jumps into the middle and goes into phase 2, have one player use the lever to activate the steam vents. Have all players spread out on the steam vents and watch for bombs. Swap quickly to a different steam vent if yours is covered in fire. And 3. When she enters phase 3 by spawning the tigers, have someone pick up them and keep them slowed and CC'd. As with phase 2, get the lever when she jumps into the middle for her frost attack and make sure you stand on the steam vents. And of course, watch out for bombs. And finally, as in phase 1, watch out for a fire mine right after a frost attack goes off. Hope this guide helped you guys out, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.